on the old YT.
5 seconds.
5 segundos.
Okay, it's up.
Okay, cool.
You've been on a big Spanish kick lately.
I've been on Duolingo.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Don't you already speak Spanish?
I mean, I took a couple years in college and my mission for a little bit.
Oh, I thought your whole mission was Spanish speaking for some reason.
No, I was in a zebra my last 6 months. Yeah. Just probably a problematic way to say it. Hello and welcome to Improv Every Day with Zach A at Improv Broadway. I'm Zach A. This is Improv Broadway, and this is the show where I do improv with my improv friends. Today, we're doing Hot Take Tuesday. It's Tuesday. It's time for hot takes. So chat, listen up. If you have hot takes, unpopular opinions, or insight that you think is unusual, drop it in the comments below and we'll answer it. But I've got a hot take that's probably only relevant to the people in this room.
I can't wait to agree with everything. I'm a very agreeable person. This is my personal nightmare.
Here's my hot take. Improv songs are actual songs. We get this comment maybe once a week where they said, this is nice. It's melodically cool. The lyrics are great. I wish they would turn this into a real song. And I'm like, it is a real song.
That is a real song.
It is.
What
it's
else?
real. What more do you want from me?
Yeah, what else could it be? That's funny.
Yeah.
I disagree.
You disagree?
Whoa.
You think we don't make real
I
songs?
think we make fake songs.
Wow. And
Fake news, fake
and I agree
songs.
with both of you.
The devil's advocate.
I guess
like
it's really
that.
split here.
Pros and cons to both sides.
I assume that they just want you to like tweak it so that it like fits perfect because sometimes you
Yeah.
stumble just slightly or whatever.
And also, like, maybe one rhymes good, but the other one is completely nonsensical. I think they're like, yeah, maybe if the first half didn't, like, you know, it doesn't make me question my core beliefs.
Yeah.
Talk about
But
pregnancy in weird ways a lot.
You're definitely right, though, that your fans are stupid idiots who should never support you.
Well, I'm agreeing with them. I take
Right.
their side.
Wow.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Over me.
I agree that they're
Interesting.
geniuses. Stupid geniuses.
I think
It
we
is a
covered.
weird way of phrasing it, though, of like, this should be a real song with
I mean,
real
maybe
voices.
better produced. Maybe like take it and don't improvise it and change it until it's different from the magic of what it was. I could see them saying that.
Maybe they think you guys are AI. It's hard to tell these days.
It is.
Hard to tell.
It's gonna get harder.
Yeah.
It's really gonna get harder.
Yeah.
All right,
I'm gonna make an
Keanu.
AI that replicates your laugh and turn it into my laugh.
Someday. Oh, insert in your voice box. Everyone loves me now.
People don't currently love. It's my hot take.
We already talked about this, but
The Ursula.
Keanu Fun said Taylor Swift is overrated. I think we've already covered that. Haven't we already talked about Taylor Swift being overrated? Or no, we talked about Beyonce.
Oh, that's right. People
That's
said
right.
Beyonce.
Does anyone think Taylor Swift is overrated? Do
Taylor
you think
Swift is drastically underrated.
you think she's drastically underrated?
I think she's rated
You think she's rated? Rated what?
accordingly.
She's rated accordingly. Rated A for accordingly.
PG-13.
She has gone to PG-13 now.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say. Like again, it's kind of the Beyonce thing. She's been elevated to such god status where it's difficult to think like 0% of that is hype or 0%. But also, I didn't go to the Eras tour. I haven't been with her for 10 years.
Adam
of like,
did.
I went to the Eras tour.
you cried.
No, just got drunk. But I think, okay, so I say underrated just because I never really listened to her music literally until I went to the tour. I had never really heard her music.
Yeah.
And then when I listened to it, I was like, oh, this is just like, this is fun pop music. And there's always a space for that. And I think there's so many people who hate Taylor Swift just to hate Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
That if they didn't know it was Taylor Swift, I bet she'd have more fans. So I say underrated because while you can make the argument like, well, people just like it because of the hype, I say it goes the opposite way where there's way more people who dislike her because of the hype. I think.
Yeah, I think it really depends on who you're talking about because Swifties specifically will like defend or die, right? That's like their whole thing.
Yeah.
It's like she is my god.
Yeah.
And I will worship her.
And they defend weird points that she makes sometimes.
They're like, I think it's cool that her private jet did climate change because the world will end faster and I get to be with her in eternity.
She really brought awareness.
Yeah.
And I do like Taylor Swift. I feel like her common argument is like, feminism is not making fun of me.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know about that one.
Yeah, but then you also have the guys who are like, she's bad. She's always bad. And it's like, no, objectively, like, she makes really cool lyrical songs.
Yeah. Some of them very cheesy, and I think that can be celebrated as well.
Yeah, it's part of the fun.
But this is from the guy who defended Fast and the Furious last time we talked.
Convincingly.
Yeah.
You convinced me.
Oh, thanks. They're good movies.
Yeah.
But I will say Beyonce is more talented than Taylor Swift. I think.
Yeah.
Undeniably.
Just her natural raw talent. Like, Taylor's
Just
a genius,
everything.
but just like...
Just all of it, on all points.
On all points, Beyonce's better than Taylor Swift.
I don't know how much either of them. Well, I know people have come after Taylor Swift being like she doesn't write her own songs, and everyone's like she writes the vast majority of her songs.
Yeah.
I don't know how much of Beyonce, how much of her songs she writes, because I remember reading this thing where like the dude from Vampire Weekend, Father John Misty, and like 2 other people were just called up and like give us versions of this sort of idea.
Yeah.
And then they wrote the song. I don't know if that's standard for her or not. I will say singing talent though, Beyonce by a mile.
Yeah, by a
like not even a
very
competition.
I just assume Charlie Puth writes every song that I hear. From the dawn of time. It's a great Charlie Puth
According
song.
to interviews, it seems like Charlie Puth has written every song.
Yeah.
It's like, what's the one that goes dun 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 dun? Oh yeah, I did that one. I was in my bathroom. It was like dun, 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 dun.
I think
Probably. Just walking around his house flipping light switches, turning on different things like, is that a song? I think it is a song.
Yeah, I assume every Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. His classic.
Charlie Puth is someone
Wolfgang Amadeus, Charlie Puth.
Great Charlie Puth song.
Charlie Puth is someone I want to hate, but he's so talented and charming and cute
Why
that
do
it's
you
just
want
like
to hate him?
Yeah, why would you want to hate him?
there's just I don't know what toxic part of me is like in there where it's just like he is like and he does receive a lot of hate for like he's like, oh, I tripped. What's that noise? I tripped. Hold on 1 second.
I love that.
I love it too, but there's a part of me that is just like, oh man, there should be a part of me that's like, that's contrived, that's a try hard, but it's just like I fall for it every time.
Yeah,
Like, you
I
got
think
me,
it's so
boy.
fun.
I think Charlie Puth is like the poster boy of guys like you.
Hot Take Tuesday. Hot Take Tuesday.
The poster boy of guys like you.
So is the reason you don't like him because he's your better? Is
He's
that
better than
what-
me in every way. He's got perfect pitch,
Just because he's more
better
handsome?
hairline, better singer, more
Oh,
talented.
it's the money.
He tries really hard, like me, but it works for him.
Yeah. Well, he makes real songs.
He does. He makes actual
You make
songs.
improv songs.
I just make improv
He makes
songs.
real
You
songs.
make fake songs.
I want
He
you
flips
to
on a light
elaborate.
switch, gets 100 million views.
Elaborate, Shae. How is Charlie Puth the poster boy for guys like Zach or like us? Which
No, I'd say specifically Zach.
I thought she was referencing
Well,
you specifically too.
Now my two good friends, 2v1.
And then I can't wait to hear who my poster boy is.
It's like the golden retriever energy, like
okay.
a couple steps above like a cappella boys.
Oh,
You've
yeah.
escaped that world.
Oh, jeez.
But
Roasted.
in a good way.
It is good.
In a
That's
good
what's hard
way.
about us right now is it's not inaccurate. It is true.
Well, someone's fact checking. Someone says, I've seen Charlie Puth hear a note and be like, yep, that's a G sharp. And then people check and it's a B.
It's wrong.
And he's wrong. So I hate him.
We got him. We finally got Charlie Puth.
Let's round him up.
Rootin' Tootin' says, I'm not making sounds around Charlie because I don't want to be sampled.
Just be dead silent.
That'd be such a fun
I've
skit.
chosen to live in stasis so that Charlie Puth doesn't get any sounds from me.
That'd be such a fun skit of like Charlie Puth going on. It's like, I'm sampling sounds today. I'm heading to a school to let an 8th grader know her dad died to a car accident.
Oh, no.
Sorry, kid. Your dad's dead. Let's pitch it up.
I'm hearing you at a wah. I need you at like a wah. Who do you think your poster person is? Person that represents your genre of being, I guess.
I would say, well, ooh, okay.
I have my answer for
People
you.
are gonna people are gonna bring out the swords, but I actively tried to be like Zooey Deschanel from New Girl.
You
for a
actively tried
long
to,
time.
or you did?
You tried,
I tried.
but you gave up.
Well, that's why it's like she's the poster girl because I'm like the failed reject.
Zooey
of that.
I
Deschanel.
don't get Zooey Deschanel vibes.
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
I was
mean,
gonna say Emma Stone.
really.
I feel like Emma Stone's the.
I could see that.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I love Emma Stone.
She's great.
She's great.
She's quirky
great.
and
She's funny.
fun and smart.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't claim that though.
But-
I can't
but
say
in
that
your
about
mind-
myself.
We are claiming that.
Zooey Deschanel for your generation was Jim Halpert for our generation.
Yeah.
I felt like that spawned a whole generation of personalities.
Oh yeah.
It's not- Really? Crazy.
Yeah. The amount of
Okay.
the amount
Sure.
of mouth movements we have now. That personality.
I feel The Office made me more boring because we all tried to be like Jim Halpert in high
Oh
school.
yeah. Not me, man. I tried to be like Creed.
This is
Do it
my
now.
impression of Adam dancing.
No.
Oh, let's see it. Let's see it.
Good. Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
right?
It's the Carlton. And it's pretty good.
It's a timeless dance.
Yeah,
Everyone was doing it.
If everyone wouldn't always shout at me to start doing that dance specifically,
I will say,
or
when
to
we,
stop maybe.
Well, I just want to say that makes me. Well, I was using that as a defense for Adam, saying that Jim Halpert didn't make him more boring because boring people don't do that dance like that.
Jim would never.
I don't think he would.
Well, Carlton was my hero as well. Man, I think any dorky guy in like the sitcom or like the weirdo, I was like, my guy. Immediately for sure.
let's see here real quick. Lucas West says, "Can you please say happy birthday, Flaggy, for my best friend?" Which one of us Flaggy? Hold on. Which one of us do we think is Flaggy?
I thought that was his friend. Is that his friend? We're
Yeah.
supposed to
Can you please say
Flaggy?
happy birthday, Flaggy?
You
Happy
did it.
birthday, Flaggy.
Feels like that's going to be edited by Charlie Puth.
All right, let's see here. Let's see. This is kind of a hot take. Zach hangs out in middle school locker rooms. I don't know what vibe I'm giving off there, but not true. Let me just say that now. On
Yep, glad you
live
put that
television.
on record.
Yeah. You know, it's weird that he took that long to put it on record.
Yeah, he hasn't said it for
You
this
never.
long.
Why didn't you ever kind of say that?
There's
out
so
loud
many
before?
things I haven't said. Maybe we should just do a whole thing. I've never done this.
Yeah.
I've never done hit or run.
It's that classic tweet where it's like, my I don't support child trafficking shirt is getting a lot of questions that my I don't support child trafficking shirt should have already.
Let's see. Here's a hot take from Neil Horan fan, a friend of the show. Thanks, Neil Horan. Swedish meatballs are just like normal meatballs. No difference.
I mean, isn't the nice thing about meatballs that it's just like two ingredients, beef and spheres to begin with? I don't know what could be different about it.
I think the texture's better from IKEA than the meatballs that I buy, but I buy great value meatballs. So
Please elaborate.
You are Zooey Deschanel.
Who's that girl?
Out here
It's
buying
Shae.
Walmart meatballs. I don't think I've ever bought a pre-made meatball in my life. Like a cooked one already, but like
oh, from the microwave?
from the wait.
Let me rescind. Made for microwave.
Oh, made for the microwave. Yeah, no. Wait.
Really? That's
I'm-
I buy
I'm gonna go buy some.
exclusively those.
You just heat them up in the microwave and eat
Yeah,
them?
and I love them.
Really?
Yeah, I cover them with some sauce. I also love meatball sandwiches. I love them.
Wait, you're a big meatball in here.
I love big meatballs.
You heard it here first. Big meatball girl, Shae McCombs.
If there were
Little liner right down below. Shae McCombs.
lower third.
You don't have to do this.
If there was
Big meatball girl.
I don't want to be known for that.
Shae, real quick.
I don't think this is going to catch on. I doubt most people will call you this.
I hope not.
Shay's always worried anything she says is gonna catch like viral fire, and that's what she'll be known for forever. I'm like, most of our stuff is forgotten.
Yeah.
And like we've only been known for like.
But gosh,
positive-
of all the things, I hope it's that one. You're 50 years old and they do this retrospective of the internet and they're like, Shae McCombs, big meatball.
Big meatball lover.
Big.
Lover of meatballs.
And I like Meatball sandwiches. The clip.
That's the meme. All right, let's
I really
see here.
don't know the difference, though. Is there an actual difference between Swedish and
It's got to
regular
be
meatball?
spices, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's probably
Must
got to
be
have spices.
spices.
A little. What is that? What's that fruit that they love? Lingonberry.
Yeah.
I feel like it's
The
just
Swedes love lingonberry.
Yeah, maybe the closer a meatball gets to the proximity of lingonberry, the more Swedish it becomes.
It's
I
like
feel.
La Croix.
Yeah.
The flavor of being near something.
Let's see here. Just a reminder, chat. This is Hot Take Tuesday. If you have any opinions or takes or insight on anything, drop it below and we'll talk about it. But let's see. Fire Kada. Someone who rated Jackson Holiday a 5 out of 10 yesterday. That was very funny.
5 out of 10.
Yeah.
Wait, in the looks or as
Just
in general.
overall.
human?
Just as a human being. He almost cried.
I've seen better humans.
No.
They
Sweetie
ask,
boy.
they say, and you two will probably be able to weigh on this, Percy Jackson is way overrated.
Okay. I love Greek myth. We're on the same side.
We love Greek mythology.
Especially
Circe
retellings.
friggin' loved
Circe,
Circe.
incredible
Okay,
book.
meatballs, Greek mythology. Where are we at?
Close tie.
Close.
I heat both in my microwave.
A meatball sub while reading Percy Jackson for the first time.
I hope I die that way.
I firmly believe that it should. Okay. Here's a hot take. The same way that we remake movies, we
Yes.
should be able to rewrite books.
Yes.
Better.
Oh,
Okay.
that's a great take.
Because Series of Unfortunate Events, great book for kids.
Yeah.
Not super great for adults.
Yeah.
I want it rewritten filthy.
Yes.
Filthy. Count Olaf gets the girl.
I wouldn't mind a little scene with him and Esme. Okay, that's fine. Percy Jackson rewritten, but just with better prose.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
More
100%.
adult.
Because
Yeah.
I read Percy Jackson, it must have been like 6 years ago.
Yeah.
So I was an adult when I read it.
Yeah.
And very much so I was like, oh, this is definitely like for
Yeah,
kids.
it's
but
made
I
for
would have,
kids.
But I would have eaten it up as a
Yeah.
kid because I have always loved Greek mythology. With the exception of maybe like, what is it book 3 that's like literally the Odyssey?
Yeah.
That one was a bit of a bummer because
Kinda
it was
meh.
too much of like a point for point
Right.
retelling
there
of the
needs
Odyssey.
to be freedom.
Yeah. And so like Circe is great
Yeah.
because it does that whole Rosencrantz Guildenstern thing. Character who's this big,
Yeah.
and it's like whole story based off.
Really
of that, which is
develops
awesome.
her. And every character is like, you feel like you can touch them. That's how real they are.
So Percy Jackson, well, I do feel like maybe overrated just in the sense of it feels weird how much like point for point it is just the Odyssey. Like
But
it's too much.
The
It's too
idea
much.
of
But-
demigods,
Yeah.
like daddy issues from Geek gods, figuring that out.
I think that's
That's your
great.
jam.
It's such a fun, like, it's
When
such
Percy
a...
Jackson gets under sea and he finds out he's got his half brother who's like
Yeah.
second in line, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, I kind of hate your dad.
Yeah,
now for rating you guys.
totally.
That's cool. That's a
Like,
good bit.
The character shifts all the time, and like,
Yeah.
like, what is the god of love like? Like, that's such a fun
It's
thing
so
to
fun.
explore.
And that's the
The
nice thing
human
about
element.
Greek mythology is it's like gods who are meant to be imperfect.
Right.
You're supposed to see the best and worst of these virtues
Yeah.
and how a virtue becomes vice.
Yeah.
Isn't that like a whole Aristotle argument to begin with? Every virtue has an opposite. Something
Yeah.
like that. And like that's Greek mythology.
And
It's fun.
it's also so fun to think like people thought these were real
Yeah.
for a long time.
Yeah.
It's very fun.
My son broke his leg. I just pissed off Hephaestus or whatever.
Yeah.
I can't eat for 2 days. I have to burn it all.
Here's
what?
another.
Man, that would be real messed up if Hephaestus, of all people, broke your kid's leg.
He's kind and gentle.
The one Greek god who has a disability to begin with is breaking people's legs.
Well, he's the god of,
Work for me.
No.
Jeez, dude.
Zach just picked a random one. I don't think he knows what they are. Do you?
I know. I had a big yellow book. It was called like
Big Yellow Book.
Dionysus Book of Greeks, and so I have a pretty cursory knowledge of like all the gods. And I know Hephaestus made Zeus's arrows, but I wish I would have grown up reading Percy Jackson, but it was past my
Yeah.
YA phase, and I
Yeah.
haven't read much in adulthood. But here's one I can
They
talk
should
about.
rewrite them though. That's
Yeah.
so
From
fun.
That'd be
Lucas
cool.
West, his hot take is, which I agree with Danny J. Jeeks, who says it's not a hot take, is that Adventure Time is the greatest show ever. Well, maybe it's not the greatest show ever, but it is incredible. Is anyone a big fan of Adventure Time other than me?
It's phenomenal.
It's
I love
so
Adventure
good.
Time.
Yeah, best TV show ever.
Not ever. Certainly not.
Saying anything is the best ever is a hot take, just automatically.
Yeah.
Yeah, unless we're talking about Beyonce. Don't ever.
You can't come for Beyonce. Best show. I haven't watched the whole thing yet, so
They
it's
brought
hard to
out
say.
new episodes, and they look really good, and I'm so excited.
Well, now they've got what is it? Cake and
Cake and
something?
Fiona.
Cake and Fiona,
Yeah.
which I've heard is phenomenal.
They
as
expand
well.
the universe.
Which I'm so grateful for. Well, okay, so here's my take for why it's not the greatest. I love those moments in Adventure Time where it does like dive back into like what happened here,
Yeah.
just a little bit, or
Yeah.
like what happened with Finn's past. And I get that the payoff from those is partially because a lot of the other episodes are goofy and silly.
Yeah.
But there is so little of that, and there's so much goofy silly that sometimes I'm like, okay, I don't care about Hot Dog Princess that much in this circumstance.
Except when the times
Give
you're
me
like,
Jake's trauma.
except when you're like, this is a stupid episode, and then you find out later, like, whoa, that was
That's
actually
true.
a huge Easter egg that I just thought was silly.
That's true.
Because that's probably my favorite type of medium, which starts off like silly and low stakes
Yeah.
and funny, and then it expands out, and it's like, whoa, I'm crying.
Yeah.
Like when they go back to explore Ice King as Simon with young Marceline, and he is stopping himself from putting on the crown because he doesn't want to go mad, but he needs the crown to
Yeah.
protect the child, and he sings
So
the
sad.
Cheers theme song to keep his sanity. Do you remember that scene?
It is heartbreaking.
It was
and heart-wrenching.
heartbreaking.
It's very sad.
Oh my gosh! And then they have to live 1,000 years, and she knows
Yeah.
who he is, but he has no idea who she is.
I am with you that is like, I'm a sucker for that genre as well. That's part of what. So my favorite TV show is Barry, which very different TV show. But when you hear that premise where it's like, oh, it's about an assassin who like gets wrapped up in theater, like takes a theater class. You're
Yeah.
like, what a silly time. But man, Barry is like heart wrenching.
Yeah.
But it very much so starts off as like a goofy, silly, violent, but goofy, silly times,
Yeah.
which is fun.
This is something we're on
So
a
we
me-
date Chanel with guns. That's how
Yeah.
it feels at first.
we're on a media kick right now, but this is something we can all weigh in on. Attack on Titan has some of the best writing in history.
No,
I'll die on this
wrong,
hill, says
terrible,
Stephen Rio.
Horrific. Gosh, I wanted to like that show so bad. So for you, I wanted it to grow our friendship.
I would
And not
agree.
even our friendship could make that show worth it to me.
I would agree. It is some of the best writing before the time skip. Before the time skip, it gets.
I just
crazy.
hate in TV shows when it's like such a fun character with like dreams, ambitions, hopes.
Yeah.
And then for some reason they go completely monotone. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
They suddenly talk like this. They have no emotion. Everything is objectively clear.
It's Bran
Oh,
in
sure.
Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
And it's
Aaron Yeager in
and-
this last season.
Yeah.
And there's more examples, but
What a cool character choice that I now have no character.
it's so boring.
I watched most of the first season, couldn't even finish it. Man, the main character though for that whole first season is just angry at literally everything constantly. though. And that was my big problem with it, is that things were so one note. And the example I always bring up is that one girl who's like, my best friend just got eaten by a titan. Oh no! And then 2 episodes later she goes, who ate my steamed potato? I wanted that for lunch. Oh no! And I was like,
Sasha
the
is great.
same
Sasha
exact
is a great
emotion.
character.
The same emotion. Your best friend
Well, you
got
also have to
eaten,
realize
and same emotion. Your potato got
They're
eaten.
14. They're 14 in a world where giant zombies will eat your parents.
Yeah, and at
I would be
14,
a
I would have
wreck.
been way more upset about that than a potato. Would not have been
It's
the same
hard
sort
to
of
tell.
situation.
There's
It's
also-
hard to parse through. It's hard to parse.
Who among us? Who among us?
They're starved and they've never had French fries before. So their steamed potato is our French fry. Does that change anything for you?
Not a thing, surprisingly. My French fry.
Rootin' Tootin' says Percy Jackson would have gotten bullied at my school. Okay. Weird flex. Lucas Wesk asks, can you wink at the camera every time Shae says the word and? Nope.
No, that's a big demand.
Kenny, I still believe in Zeus. I refuse to believe it's my parents shooting lightning when it storms. Okay.
Fun sentence.
Over the Garden Wall deserves more. Have you seen Over the Garden Wall?
Dude, I love Over the Garden Wall.
That's so
I watch that
good.
like every year.
I haven't heard
It's
anyone
spooky
say
season
they don't
again.
like it.
It's time for it again.
Yeah. I forget how scary it is every time I watch it, though.
It
as
is
well.
scary. The creatures.
Apparently, I remembered this time because I wanted to show it to my kids, and I'm like, probably
Yeah.
not. Probably not, actually.
What?
What you giggling at?
Just
Giggly boy?
someone was mean, and I don't want to. I'll save it for after the stream.
Oh, no. To all of us?
Well, no.
To me?
Who knows?
Oh, no! Say it. Say it.
Say it.
You'll hate
Say
it. You'll hate it for multiple reasons. I know you,
Please
and
say
as
it.
your friend, this will hurt your feelings.
Okay.
For sure.
Okay.
1000% this will hurt your feelings. Are you
ahead.
sure?
Yeah.
It's gonna ruin the rest of the stream.
Oh, no.
You're sure?
No, you're hyping it up so
Yeah.
much.
You're sure that you want it?
I think so.
Hold on, I've lost it now. I gotta get the actual quote.
Even if it doesn't hurt his feelings, you.
Me thinking it'll hurt his
Yeah.
feelings so much?
Oh, that's going to hurt even
Yeah.
more? Shay just hurt my feelings. It's probably my laugh. I'm going to be self-conscious about my laugh.
No, it's not your laugh.
What is it? It's the teeth?
It says, "Oh shoot, I thought it was Ted Cruz in the middle."
Oh. Oh. That doesn't really bother me.
Oh really?
No,
Ted
not
Cruz
really.
is one of the most hideous-looking people on the entire world.
See that?
Yeah.
But you
I
don't look
agree.
anything like him.
Well, that's why it's a too quick of a disagree where I'm like, oh, no
Oh,
one's
you
ever
sure?
said that. There are other people who I've been told I
okay.
look like. If someone says Ted Cruz, I'm like, you're stretching.
We had a.
It's whatever.
It
It doesn't bother me because I've never. If everyone constantly was like,
You're like,
'cause
that's
we
what you're
were-
self-conscious for.
Then I would be like, oh, jeez.
It's like you look like a Komodo dragon. It's like that's just a non sequitur.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it doesn't really bother me.
But you guys have a friend. I have an ex-friend. We won't say the name on the live like
we
David
already
did
know who it
immediately.
David said it before.
Immediately.
Oh, did he? That's
Yeah.
funny.
But who's the friend on New Girl that they said he looked like?
It's not the friend. It's Cece's ex-boyfriend, Robbie.
Robbie.
Yeah.
And that would crush him.
Oh, that's right, it does crush
It
him.
fueled him into a whole like health transformation, right?
Yeah, and he was. Well, I think it also was that it came from like 3 people within the period of 2 weeks or
Separately.
something.
So
like
if
that.
you got a bunch of Ted Cruz's,
Yeah,
now,
if I
you'd
had
be
a
like,
bunch, I would be like, oh, jeez, I got to
shoot.
re-examine this whole haircut again.
Would you
Yeah.
get plastic surgery?
Yeah.
If you looked just like Ted Cruz.
I'd get an abortion.
oh my God.
To show him. Would he do this?
Ted Cruz wouldn't do this.
Can't
Do
maybe.
this. How could I look like Ted Cruz when I?
We're so different.
Idiot asks, serious question: burgers or hot dogs?
Burgers easily.
If I had to have 2 of something, give me a hamburger. If I have to have 1 of something, give me a hot dog.
What?
Yeah. Hot dogs
doesn't
are
make sense to me at all.
sublime at number 1, and there is a marginal diminishing return after every hot dog. Hamburgers are pretty much the same. It's pretty much how much
You can
eat.
say that again.
Yeah.
Well, hamburgers are just like flat meatballs. So what do you think?
Well, hot dogs are long meatballs. They're just all.
And I'm Ted Cruz.
Well, I like hot dogs when you have all of the fixings on them. Basically, everything you put on a hamburger. I like onions, lettuce, pickles, radish, tomato.
Reddish.
Everything on it. Everything's exciting.
Reddish?
Radish,
Relish?
relish, and radish.
Okay, gotcha. Just a little bit of color. Reddish.
Reddish. A reddish
Hot
hue.
dogs to me are a shadow of a bratwurst, and I'm. You guys know me.
Yeah.
I'm a big brat boy.
Yeah.
Big meatball
I
girl.
know that
I'm
about
the
you.
brat best.
Yeah, I do
Brat
love.
boy, meatball girl, hot dog slinger.
I love brats, and so I think every time I have a hot dog, I have a problem where I'm just like, it's not the thing
Sure.
that I wish it was. You know?
Do
what I
you
mean?
Yeah.
do you like the brats that have like little bits of like mango in them?
No.
Or like
No,
blue
I
cheese?
like just the straight
The sausage.
straight
Sorry.
sausage. No, that was worth it. We really got to hear this one.
But I got a hot dog at a movie theater once, and it was so sloppy and soggy.
You got a
and
sloppy dog?
I got
You
a
got a sloppy dog
But
at the theater?
Not a sloppy Joe, a sloppy dog.
Sloppy dog.
You could just slap it around,
Ugh.
and I threw it away because it was so gross, and it was already overpriced. You know, if you-
Movie theater.
Yeah, and then I threw away my keys and my wallet at the same time, and then I had to pick out my keys and my wallet
From the sloppy dog?
from the sloppy dog that fell into the trash, and then in the trash there was lots of liquid trash. Liquid trash is worse than normal trash.
Yes.
I had to
Trash should
pluck
be in
it
a state
out.
of
Oh,
solid of all times.
that's the sloppiest dog.
The sloppiest dog story you've ever heard.
Yeah.
All right, Neil Horan fan. Oh, this is a reminder, everyone on chat. Please give us your hot takes. We're not doing Would You Rathers. That's Would You Rather Wednesday, which we'll do tomorrow with David. Today is Hot Take Tuesday with Adam, also known as the Brat Boy.
Brat boy.
Bad boy, bad boy.
Brat boy.
Improv Brat Boy.
Brat boy.
Brat way.
All right, Neil Horan fan says, moms tell you not to trust people on the internet while they still believe everything they read on Facebook.
Got him! It's true.
Yeah, that is true. Why is that?
I do love that whole phrasing where what was it? There was, I think it was a few years ago, or some tweet where someone was like, what parents thought video games would do for us, Fox News did to them. And I'm like, 1,000%. 1,000%.
Yeah. I will say, if someone tried to catfish my mom, I don't think she would believe them.
Really?
On
You think
Facebook
she's
or
pretty
the
good at that?
Like, sexually catfishing.
Yeah,
Is there more than one kind?
There's
Not in
just
my
like
mind.
generic, like, hey, I'm your friend. I look beautiful. Sex doesn't have to be involved to
Really?
catfish somebody.
Really?
It's typically within a dating sense, but you can catfish
But there's
someone else.
platonic catfishing.
There's platonic catfishing.
Hey,
Do you think
let's
anyone
hang
would
out.
ever use your picture to catfish someone? Do you think,
No.
Do you think you've got a picture
Maybe
good
Shae.
enough that it would work?
No way. No way.
I bet I could do it. I bet I could.
With your face.
Your guys.
You
This
can
Ted
edit it.
Cruz.
Well, maybe some women in Texas want that. Maybe they want a little Ted Cruz.
Yeah.
Let's
Cruise
see
on the
here.
cruise.
Someone asks, what is a hot take? Maybe we should call it something different. What's your definition of a hot take? Unpopular opinion?
Yeah.
Saying whatever you want.
A hot take is just a statement.
Yeah.
It's
Statement
just
to
a
start
claim.
arguments. It feels like in some ways.
All right, Rootin' Tootin' says, fish are too high maintenance to be enjoyable pets.
I would agree, and also they die really fast. I think it's like a scam. It's like, you know how they say McDonald's breaks their ice cream machines on purpose?
Yeah.
I think that's why we started selling fish, because they die really fast, so you have to buy a
Big
new
pet.
one. Big pet!
Yeah.
They want you to replace them cyclically.
So
Ugh.
just like McDonald's breaks their ice cream on purpose to not sell you ice cream, people are selling you dying pets,
Yeah.
so you'll buy more pets.
They're breeding
It's A to
killable
A.
fish. Fish are the most delicious of pets. Let's all give our top 3 ranking of delicious pets.
Okay.
Ready?
Okay.
I say fish.
Me too.
Top.
Cow.
Sushi.
Cow.
Yeah.
Cow as a pet.
Yeah.
Cows are
Cows are big dogs.
It has to live with you. It has to sleep in your bed to be able to.
It can.
Chat, what's the definition of a pet? Because we got some disagreement. I don't feel like
People
a cow.
have pet cows for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
But would
I
you-
feel like then it's like, yeah, we're going.
that I've owned.
Would you be willing to? If
Would
you
I
had a
be willing-
mansion, would you be willing to have a pet cow that sleeps in your bed and you can drink from its udders first thing?
If I slept on a large piece of land, I'd love a cow.
That can sleep in your bed? You're missing this key feature.
Okay, if that's what a pet is, I can sleep in your bed. Then horses are not pets, right?
I wouldn't call a horse a pet.
I don't know, I'm still writing the trajectory of my emotions when we were like, would you want a pet cow? And I was like, no. Would it sleep in its bed? No. And you can suck from its udders first thing. Interesting.
The number goes up.
Because I like a little drink first thing in the morning.
Yeah.
And it's hard to get out of bed to get it. Imagine a cow.
Imagine a cow
imagine.
snuggling in your
I'm
bed.
right there
Right
with you.
next to you.
You know what you'd name your cow?
What?
Meatball?
Yeah.
I saw a video of yesterday who had a pet cougar. It was
No.
a giant mountain lion that just snuggled in his bed and fell asleep. And again, that's cute, but man,
Terrifying.
one bad play.
Yeah.
that's
Gone.
It's cute till it's trying to tickle you.
Tickle, tickle.
And then you die.
But you do get a suck from its udder
He gets
Yeah.
to drink cougar milk every
Cougar
morning.
milk.
every morning.
It's really good.
All right, someone says Halloween is better than Christmas.
Yes.
You agree?
1,000%.
I love them both. Can a man pick a favorite?
Wife.
Private.
Can a man pick a favorite private? Of all my privates, you're my favorite one.
I think it's the taint, but I'm not sure. I don't know.
Yeah. There's arguments for that.
can a man... It's ironic because I call it Christmas. I love Halloween. It's my favorite holiday. It's my favorite holiday. I think it's so
really?
great. Yeah.
Do you like to get dressed up?
Yes. We're dressing up as pirates this year. All of us. Yeah. We bought all our pirate outfits, and then Asher, my 5-year-old, immediately after we bought all of the costumes for all of us, was like, I don't think I want to be that anymore.
Oh,
so we've had to
no.
keep trying to convince him. Like he wants to be a leaf blower guy. Is what he keeps falling
that's cool. That's awesome.
He wants to have
You can put the leaf blower on the pirate ship.
Yeah.
Someone's got to keep it ship shape.
Yeah.
Oh, someone, not Josh, S33 pointed out fish can't sleep in a bed.
That's true. And I don't think they make milk.
I don't think they make
ouch.
fish's milk.
But as soon as they make a fish that sleeps in your bed and milks,
But fish do make caviar. Have you guys had caviar?
I don't think I ever have.
I've never had it.
Well, okay, so here's a confusing thing to me. So I love sushi.
Okay.
Big sushi boy.
Same.
Fish
And-
eggs.
But brat boy or sush boy? It can't be both.
Can. Whoa.
Sush man or brat boy?
It's my evolution. Sush over brats. But, man, but it's all on the occasion. Anyway, some of them have roe on them, right? Like salmon eggs. And that's how they describe it, as salmon eggs or roe.
Oh,
But they
okay.
don't call it caviar. I don't know what the difference is.
I don't either. You're talking about those little orange balls that they put on sushi. Yeah, I have had those.
Yeah.
But it doesn't seem like they call it caviar.
They don't call it
They
caviar.
don't call it.
So
Caviar
it's
is a
different.
So is it
specific
not
dish.
caviar?
I think it's prepared a certain way. I think it's a certain egg.
Wait,
prepared
I
a
think I'm
certain way.
remembering. Is caviar specifically sturgeon eggs?
It could be.
That makes sense.
Because they're big. They're bigger.
Are they?
They're bigger eggs. They're bigger than the sushi eggs.
Really?
Yeah.
Because you've had them before.
I think I've had caviar once.
I've never had caviar.
And it was a distinctly different taste than the fish eggs.
Yeah.
Because those taste like little pop pearl balls.
Yeah, those are like
I love
like
those.
boba.
Yeah,
Like boba.
savory
They're like
boba.
sushi- They're like soy sauce boba.
Yeah, they're so good.
All right. This is kind of a serious one. True crime is exploitation and really bad for victims.
What was it?
This is an interesting take. I hadn't
True
thought of.
crime?
True crime is exploitation and really bad for victims. So true
Yeah.
crime podcasts.
Yeah, so I was looking my cousin up because I don't see him that often because of I don't go to family reunions. But I know that he's done important stuff. Anyways, this is tangential. Point is, he wrote an article that talked about how in Idaho there was there were like 4 victims that were stabbed to death, and all of these, amateur true crime detectives came to town, and they started unearthing like all of the small town drama of like affairs and like just weird things that happen in small towns.
Yeah.
And people were like, "Oh, this is really uncomfortable that you're like." Unearthing all of this stuff on your TikTok account when it's our lives and we still have to live here.
Yeah.
And you're, saying that my uncle, has, like, you know what I mean? It's just.
It is just generally weird. Like, there's a podcast that's very popular called My Favorite Murder, and they do have great chemistry and they do cover interesting stuff. But it must be weird to be the victim. It's just like, imagine your dad just chopped your head off. Bye bye, sister.
Well,
That's the sense I get from it.
Here's the other piece of the story, though. They would say, I think it was blank that did it in the small town. So people who, normal
It's like a court of
investigations.
public opinion.
Yeah, you would think they'd have to have some evidence, but it could just be someone with 5 million followers who's like, I don't know. It was
Mob
sus
mentality.
that they were, walking down the path.
This person
at the same
seems
time.
uncomfortable every time I talk to them about it, all their affairs and all their neighbors possibly killing each other. I bet they did
I
it.
bet they did it, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, I had never thought about that before.
Yeah, I was thinking just the other day that if someone close to you died, it would be horrific, and also it would be weird because you'd be like, why did this person, like if they were murdered, you'd want to know why. But then I was like, would you want to know why?
I would want to know why.
Why
Like
your friend was
afterwards?
murdered?
Because what if it starts uncovering all this stuff?
Yeah.
If suddenly I was like, if my dad died, someone killed him. And they were like, well, there's a lot of secrets here. I'm like, do I want to know all that? Or do I just want to be like, okay, that guy killed him? Okay, that's enough
Keep
for me.
it separate.
Yeah, and I feel like that's the tricky part with true crime with all of this, where it's like, if my friend died and I know that someone killed him, maybe I don't want to know all
Keep
the details
murder
about
black
it.
and white.
I'd want to
Keep
know
it clear.
everything.
Keep it binary.
Be like, what? It's just gossip after death. Is that so wrong?
You want to talk ill of the dead. They can't talk back. That's the best time to do it.
Can't talk back.
I go to the
Can't
cemetery and
sass
I'm
ya.
just like, idiot. Pointing at gravestones, chewing them out.
Prophet Ezekiel said, "A pet is a friend less intelligent than you." That's their definition of a pet.
That seems problematic.
So in this room,
What's a hot take? That's a hot take.
so in this room, who's a pet?
Oh.
Old Ted Cruz over here.
No.
I don't like this.
It works if you're saying it about the animal, but it doesn't work in reverse. You can't Uno reverse that because then you're saying a friend is just a pet that you treat better. It doesn't
You
go
can't
both ways.
Uno reverse this.
No.
Pets? Do you think pets think of us as pets? Do you think
Yeah, cats do.
that they think that they own you?
Oh,
you
yeah.
think so?
Trying to mark
I
their
don't think
spot.
dogs do.
You don't think they think of that?
I think they think of you as like their mother. They're just like,
Oh yeah.
you take
That's
care of
sweet.
me, you love me, and I love you because you're my mommy.
I think that animals secretly are smarter than all of us, and they just have a language we can't understand.
Well, what would be the smartest thing of all is to recognize if I play dumb, I'll have all my needs taken care of forever, and I could just live.
I
We're
don't
pretty
know.
dumb at this point though, because we're messing things up pretty bad. for
Yeah.
them. So they should speak up. Pretty soon.
Yeah, they should fix climate change if they can.
Come on, raccoons.
I was gonna say on the Ted Cruz thread, this isn't like a super political statement, but there was a quote from Mike Pence yesterday that was so dumb that made me laugh out loud.
Oh, fun.
Like everyone in the Republican primary is just shouting things to get attention. There's like, and I'll do this, and I'll do that, and it reeks really desperate because like Trump is winning by like 60%, and
Yeah.
everyone's just like losing horribly. And so Pence was like, "We will make it that if you're involved with a mass shooting, you will be killed in months, not years." And it's just this whole idea of just like, oh, the group of people who like normally take their own lives or are taken out by a cop. What a mercy for them. Thank you so much, sir,
What
for doing
in the
this.
world?
As opposed to like maybe like rotting in prison for 30 years before that sentence. It's like, we'll take care of you. We'll take care of you pretty fast. Isn't that
What
insane?
the heck?
Also
Isn't
funny
that
that they're
crazy?
like, what's a large demographic of Americans? Well, you know which one's growing. Victims of mass shootings.
Oh,
Jeez. Did you see the Trump quote recently where he was talking about the green
shark?
the green jet, where he was like, the military that come to me and they're like, oh, this jet flies better and it's better for the environment. Who cares? You're killing people. You're shooting everyone. You're killing everybody. I don't care if it helps the environment.
He said that?
It was genuinely hilarious. I was
Oh
like, fair
my
point. Honestly,
gosh.
this is a death machine.
Yeah.
Weird that we're like, but is it environment?
Should be green. Should be a green death machine.
Yeah.
Everything he does reads as satire.
Yeah.
Truly, I cannot tell the difference.
Oh my gosh.
I cannot tell the
What's
difference.
wild, again, not to get too political here, but there was a recent poll among conservatives where they thought that Trump was considered more of a man of faith than Mike Pence or Mitt Romney.
That's right. I
It's
saw
just
that.
like,
Which is
yes,
wild.
the echelon of like religious purity, Donald
Yeah.
Trump. It was crazy.
Ugh. Anyway.
All right, let's see here. Okay, we got a good joke from Will version 4. Why did Mike Pence bring a ladder to the White House?
I don't know.
Because he heard the office was full of high-level discussions.
Idiot. Mike Pence did that? What an idiot.
Spread the news.
What an idiot. I'm the pet. What an idiot.
All right, back to Neil Horan fan. Here's his hot take. Books that you get from school are actually really interesting, but you just pretend they aren't because they come from the school.
How old are you?
No one,
Truly.
no one can convince me Scarlet Letter was a good read. That was a terrible
Well,
book.
I think he's also mean like textbooks maybe. There's no way like my old French book where like the hairstyle at the time was completely shaved head but just flopped up bangs like this and just doing like Je m'appelle Linda, tu t'appelles comment?
Sounds like a good book.
Yeah, actually, come to think of it, it was actually a pretty good book.
Kind of a banger. If you think about it. I'm pretty sure he means like the books that you get assigned to read, which
Yeah.
mixed
You
bag.
Pretend to Kill a Mockingbird's a bad book and
Yeah,
stuff like
which
that.
that was a pretty good book. That one was good. There's some that are really good. That one stands out. Good Earth was one that I like loved. I read what's that one where there was a movie that was made out of it with the same guy who's in that OUR movie or whatever.
Oh,
Was that one?
Count of Monte Cristo.
Count of Monte Cristo is one of the best books I've ever read in my life, and that was assigned.
Which
for
version?
school.
There's a bunch of them, right?
I don't know. Whichever one I read was great though.
Wait,
Let me know.
a bunch of versions of the book?
There's an abridged version.
You're getting
of,
what you wanted. You got it.
There's an abridged
rewrote
version
it.
of A Count of Monte Cristo. I heard there's a long version that's like goes way deep in like political intrigue, and then there's like a bridge version which focuses more on like the revenge story.
I mean, if there's a longer version than the one I read, that would be crazy. It was
Yeah, it's pretty long.
big, but it was great. It was excellent. But then there's other ones that I do think people are like, no, this is a timeless classic, like Great Gatsby. I hate that book. The book is so boring, terrible.
Darn
terrible.
it. Let's see here. Rootin' Tootin' says we should bring back duels. Do you think there's any truth in that? And obviously, duels to the death,
Yeah.
not good. Duels to bodily harm, I also disagree with. But if we could settle social debates with some sort of duel, a Yu-Gi-Oh duel.
What is rap
Wouldn't that
battle
be cool?
for? If not, that's what we want. We want rap battles to be more accessible.
What if our justice system was decided by rap battles?
That's Great Britain. Have you watched their politics?
Oh my
It's just a
gosh.
rap battle. It's amazing. I was like, the good sir from Glockenspiel says
Yeah.
that they want this. Interesting when you say you want blah, 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 blah. And everyone goes, whoa.
And then the guy
That's
who's now
great.
the president there is the guy's like, my money don't jiggle jiggle. And they're like, oh!
My money don't jiggle, jiggle. It folds.
Someone's begging for us to make Shae laugh. They're like, do the laugh, I beg of you.
No.
Can't do it. It's not going to happen the rest of the stream now.
Be funnier.
Beef.
If Charlie Puth was here, if Charlie Puth
He's
and Ted
making
Cruz,
actual songs.
this should be Charlie Puth, Ted Cruz, and Emma Stone sitting here. That's who this needs to be.
Ooh, someone clarified. They said cats see us as roommates. That could be it. Because they are
That
fairly
could make
They're like
sense.
fairly
Oh, cats.
independent.
Yeah, and
I
they're
was like,
like
who's Cassius?
Cassius.
Cassius has roommates.
yeah, because sometimes you like your roommates and sometimes you don't. So I can see that. And sometimes you eat your roommates when they're dead, and sometimes you don't.
Okay,
My
I want to
cats always
clear.
loved me.
I want to clear,
Very affectionate.
something
Really?
up right now. Cass, hot take. Zach only chooses Neil Horan fans' take and no one else's.
Got him.
Let's read through. Okay, Cass. Let's see what we got.
No, keep coming for me.
Yes. Vanilla is so good. I'm not depressed. Sorry about that. Thoughts on dogs? He is right now chasing his own tail. Pickles is amazing. What's his name? Yeah. Okay, Cass. I guess I showed her online.
You showed her.
It's like, you need to be nicer to these people. They don't have to be here.
You remember his first hot take, don't you?
Yeah. That's coming back to me.
Let's see here. Dogs see us as parents. Cats see it as just roommates. All right, we've got a second witness. The internet has said it. Must be true.
Dogs see us as the weird uncle. Cats see us as that cousin they see once every 2 years for when you travel 8 hours to them.
I am having a hard time imagining cats having a knowledge of like economic housing situations and the point of like roommates. That they would understand that as a concept feels weird.
That they're both paying money to a landlord.
Yeah, that's how they see us as roommates.
Well, they do. Cats will pay you. They will like pay you in dead
Yeah.
birds.
Oh,
Yeah, this is a crazy story. So, we raised a cat named Sneakers, tiny kitty from the cutest little
one I saw?
gumdrop. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then it grew older.
You just called it a gumdrop?
A gumdrop of
That's
a kitten.
the cutest thing I've ever heard. Oh my god.
Tiny little lozenge.
We raised him from a gumdrop is an adorable sentence. That's so poetic.
But our roommates have a cat that hates any
cats.
other cat.
Right.
She will hiss at anything, and she's got this like sultry little tail wag that she walks away. She's like, no, boys.
I feel uncomfortable with how much you've objectified this cat, if I'm going to be perfectly honest.
This cat has riz. It's weird.
I feel she's a character from the musical Cats. Like, I get
Yeah.
those vibes.
Rum tum.
Yeah. But after we found Sneakers another better home.
Sneakers?
Our tiny cat.
Yeah, but
From
the name was
Gumdrop to
Sneakers?
Sneakers.
From Gumdrop to
That's cute.
Sneakers, yeah.
Fun.
Kitty story.
Big fan of Sneakers.
Pockets, our neighbor, our roommate's cat. Yeah, she brought them back 3 dead bird heads
And she hadn't done
When
that
they
in
got
a
rid
and
long
of dead
time.
mice.
When they got rid of
Dead
the-
mouse.
It was like a thank you.
Yeah, once they got rid of Sneakers, she was like, "Thanks, boys."
That's like, see
feels
what I
like-
can do for you.
That feels like cats see us as the mob at that point. They're like, you got rid of him? That's 3 bird heads.
I'll do a couple favors for you.
Yeah. 3 bird heads, you get rid of the kid, all
You
right?
scratched my back, I scratched yours.
Yeah. And little does she know that
Yeah, it was in the
we don't
plans
want
already.
that. Yeah.
All right, we'll call it there. Thank you so much for tuning to Improv Everyday with Zach at Improv Broadway. This has been Hot Take Tuesday and all the rhymes you could possibly imagine. Make sure to tune in most days for Improv Every Day, and never forget to improv every day. Thanks so much. See you later. Bye.
Rules is a